While they slept, Alison changed Natasha's room into a second nursery. As she left the nursery, she noticed that baby Tasha, while she was asleep, was rubbing her fist into the crotch of her warm, wet diapers. Alison made sure Douglas was asleep, then woke Natasha. She led her down the hall to her nursery and placed her in the crib. There she removed her diapers and placed several clean ones under her. Natasha was afraid that she was again going to be spanked. Alison then cleaned her up again, diapered and dressed her. Baby Tasha lay in her new crib exhausted in afterglow. There in her new nursery she finished her afternoon nap. As the 2 weeks wore on, both Natasha and Douglas became more babyish in their mannerisms and action. Douglas was acting the part of an 18-month-old baby. Natasha was sure she was a 3-year-old who didn't ever care to be potty trained. Both needed diapers, and Alison decided that this time she would get a professional nanny. She interviewed several candidates, but could find none that she could trust or control. That was until she met Rose. Rose was a 30-year-old laboratory assistant. She was from a small farming community. She came to the city originally to be a nanny, but that job fell through. Then the lab hired her. At the lab she did many of the more menial tasks. She cleaned lab equipment, mopped floor, and did whatever other tasks she was given. She often confided in Alison that she was sick of doing the shit jobs in the lab. Alison called Rose 3 days before her vacation was to end. Alison asked her if she would like to be a nanny again. Rose said she would love to. Alison first warned her that these are not the normal babies like you've ever taken care of before. Rose said she didn't care as long as it paid better than the minimum wage she was getting now. Alison then invited her over to talk about a contract and to meet the babies. Alison invited Rose over first. She took her to her apartment. Now Rose, I need to warn you that these are not the normal babies for say. But they are in need of a nanny. If you do decide to take this job, I expect that you will keep the business of this house within this house. If you decide not to take this job, I will not hold it against you, but I don't wish for you to tell anyone about what happens here. Rose, do you understand? Rose thought for a moment, then asked what she would be paid. Alison promised her a $100 weekly allowance, with free room and board, and an expense account. I don't believe you, Rose replied. How can you afford such an offer with working at the lab? Alison smiled. I have a small business that I run on the side. I assure you that you will be paid and live quite well. Now, while you consider the offer, would you like to meet the babies? Sure, Rose replied. Alison walked to a new door she had installed in her condo that joined the 2 condos through a common wall.